Okay, welcome back everybody to the channel, to the Kofizulu Podcast and Media Hub channel.
Number one.
I'm back here again, Mr. Reels, and with me is the man himself,
Sure.
Kofizulu. Now we're going to dive straight into the topic for today. We're going into a subject that affects and has affected millions of people, individuals, and businesses worldwide.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So, Kofizulu, can you tell us what is bankruptcy? It's a pleasure.
Thanks for believing in the dream.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, now let's dive straight into it. Now, on Street Finance today, I just want to take my time and explain what this big word bankruptcy is without using any kind of big words that will confuse you. Now, bankruptcy simply means that it's a legal process that allows individuals and businesses who are not able to pay their debts, one, to reset or reorganize or close totally under the protection of the law. There is a saying that if money can no more solve the problem, the law sets in to solve the problem.
Wow, that's a very profound saying. If money can no longer solve a problem,
Exactly.
then the law steps in.
The law steps in.
Now, without further ado, I would like to ask you, are there like different types of bankruptcy, or are there categories, or it's just one and done bankruptcy? Can you illuminate us on that?
Okay, so you see, in my definition, I did mention that either you reset, reorganize, or totally close down. So the two major types of bankruptcy is what we call the liquidity.
Okay.
And so liquidity and reorganization. Now, with the liquidity, when we talk of liquid in finance or accounting or in these types of world, we are talking of cash. So when it comes to the type liquidity, what it simply means that during that period, the assets of the business or the individual is sold to pay off the debt.
Wow.
Now, when we talk about reorganizing, it means that that's the second type of bankruptcy. So with this, in general, the business is reorganized, the structure, so that the business can continue. Yeah. So these are the two major types of bankruptcy.
Oh, wow. So that's quite... I would like to ask, what are the reasons people or businesses go bankrupt?
The more reasons why an individual or a business will declare bankrupt is one, maybe medical bills. You see, sometimes medical bills can be overwhelming for an individual that is not able to afford medical bills. So he has to declare bankrupt. Now, let me explain this in a socialized community. Now, there are communities in which when you earn a certain amount of money, in fact, you don't benefit anything from the government in terms of medical bills.
Okay.
So if you used to be a rich man and you afford all these things yourself, and then you get to a point where you can no more afford it, you declare bankrupt so you can benefit from.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you can also talk about when the business or there's a bad financial advice. So, assuming you are an investor, you invest in stock, you invest in your business is into investment, and there is a bad calculation of investment. All monies were pushed into one project and the thing didn't work. At that moment, you won't be able to meet your immediate debt.
Yeah.
When a business also in a situation where you are not able to meet your immediate responsibilities, like paying tax, you are not able to pay your suppliers. These are basically reasons why a business or an individual can declare bankrupt.
Okay. So I would like to ask, or even going to my next question, this option of bankruptcy filing or declaration, is it available in Ghana?
Yes, it's available in Ghana. The laws in Ghana permit individuals and businesses to declare bankruptcy.
Wow.
But I must also tell you that one of the reasons also that can lead a lot of people into the bankruptcy is also divorce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, divorce.
Can you expatiate on that?
Now, assuming you are running a business with your wife and there is a divorce, it means that this business have to be, divided by partners.
Yeah.
So if now your part cannot meet the demand
of the business,
definitely you will need to declare yourself, bankrupt. Now, back to the question: does Ghana allow, or the financial laws in Ghana allow bankruptcy? Yes. I must say that for the past years, there have not been an individual, who, let's say a millionaire who have declared bankruptcy in Ghana. I have no record of that. Maybe we can find, my viewers can find out. But we have a situation where the government of Ghana decided to restructure the debts of certain banks in Ghana. These banks were forced to declare bankruptcy because they were no more able to meet their immediate demands. The laws of banking says that if somebody should deposit money into their account today, the person can walk out 10 minutes time and come back for the money.
Yes.
Okay. So if I deposit 10,000 in my account and walked out and come in and then I cannot get my cash, that is a liquidity problem. It means the bank is not able to meet its immediate liquidity problem. So at that moment now, bank probably they are having more issues, maybe mismanagement, maybe bad financial decisions. So that can make that bank to declare bankruptcy because there have been evidence of some banks and some big corporations, like I think there was a gold mine who also declared bankruptcy some time ago.
Oh wow, it's interesting, and to know that in Ghana there's the option of filing for bankruptcy as a business or even possibly as an individual. I would just like to ask you, Kofizulu, what is the process or what are the processes involved in declaring bankruptcy? So a person decides this is the option they're going to go with, they're going to file for bankruptcy. Can you enlighten us on the process or the processes of declaring or filing for bankruptcy?
Okay. When it comes to the issue of bankruptcy, you have to know that it's strictly done by the courts. So before you take the steps of doing the application, there are 7 stages that you need to follow.
Oh, wow, 7 stages.
Yeah, 7 stages. So let me say 7 processes. Let me put it that way. The first stage is you yourself accepting that, okay, I cannot meet my immediate debts. That is, you are not able to pay probably your employees. You are not able to pay your suppliers.
So financial obligations.
Exactly. You are not able to meet your financial obligations. So you yourself have to do what we call an internal audit. You realize that, Charlie, it is impossible to get the resources that I need. You understand?
Yeah, so moving on from
that, the next step is to what? Get counsel. You need specialized lawyers to help you. So these lawyers will now come in, look at the organization, look at the assets and stuff like that. These type of lawyers are not just normal lawyers. They are
bankruptcy lawyers.
People who are lawyers at the same time have a lot of knowledge when it comes to finance.
Yeah.
Now, so the services of these people, their job is to make sure that they are able to get every detail of information before they get to the court. So the next step is what? Now filing to the courts.
Okay.
So during this period, so after they file to the court, then the next stage. So at this stage, that's when the court will now use a microscopic eye to look into the business. Make sure you don't have any accounts outside.
Hidden assets.
Yeah, for our African gurus here, they love to have some accounts outside, for emergency.
Wow.
So the court will now use a microscopic eye to look into your asset. Definitely a business will have an asset. There is a saying that in business, the business is separate from the owner. Yeah. But when it gets to issues of bankruptcy, they would look at things like mismanagement, embezzlement and stuff like that. So definitely if you have personal assets, those things are going to be affected a little bit.
Okay, so like the courts are kind of, according to your explanation, they want to make sure it's not a case where you've enriched yourself and mismanage the business and saying, oh, come and help us, we're filing for bankruptcy. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
remind you, the business is a legal entity separate from the owner.
Yeah.
The next stage is when the courts now come in.
Okay.
Now, at this stage, the courts will now, when the court decides to grant you this application, at this stage, you are safe. But it doesn't mean that immediately you apply for bankruptcy, the court accepts it. Oh. So after the court goes through with the microscopic eyes, checking everything, all I's are dotted, and if they decide to accept your application, at this stage, the next stage is that people who probably will be suing you for mismanagement will be paused. People who will be harassing you will be stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, so at this stage, you are safe. So now the final stage where the court will now look at what is available.
Oh, yeah.
and then try to try to meet the demand of the debt that you have.
Okay.
But you see, one thing we should also know is that it is not a free thing. Bankruptcy is like you just go to the court and it's a legal process. So it means a lot of money is also going to go into it.
Yeah.
And those who are involved also, in legal terms, probably there will be some restrictions on you.
Yeah.
So that you don't take it as if it's just a scheme, Yeah. So if you used to be a CEO, maybe they'll say maybe the next 10 years don't become a CEO.
Oh, okay.
Don't give any financial advice.
Yeah, so there are legal ramifications to, declaring bankruptcy that can affect the individuals involved in said businesses.
Yeah.
Wow, are those all the processes, or there are still more?
Yeah, those are basically the processes one have to follow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that thank you so much. I would just like to ask, a question that some people might be asking. I don't know, what is, in your opinion, the difference between bankruptcy and poverty?
Charlie, bankruptcies, you are actually heading to the court to help you, to reset, reorganize, or totally close down. Okay. Yeah. So bankruptcy is more or less a court process. Yeah. But poverty is a long-term, continuous inability to meet your basic things,
Okay.
your basic needs. Let's put it that way. Now, I also want to chip this one in. You see, bankruptcy in itself does not mean that you are poor, because the idea is to get people back at where they belong. So you can see there are a lot of famous people who has one declared bankruptcy. I know you know of that. Donald Trump is one. 50 Cent has also declared bankruptcy before.
Lots of people and businesses have done that. Bankruptcy in the past.
It's not really a bad thing.
This has been really educative and informative for us all. I'm sure you watching would have learned a thing or two about, bankruptcy, what it is. And if you're in Ghana, it's available to you. I'd just like to say, if you're still not subscribed to this channel, pause the video, subscribe, and come back to continue watching. Like the video, share. Until next time, it's the Kofizulu Podcast and Media Hub. See you later.